why do I need to find a partner if I am, so self-sufficient and so fabulous and so well-equipped and so financially secure on my own? So I don't need to find someone to fulfill my life or to complete me. I've asked myself this question for like forever. So I would deem that to be a matter of choice. Okay, it's always better to have a choice than no choice, right? Hi everyone, welcome to Date Right for Your Type. I'm Dr. Sandy Toe, and today we'll be talking about what's wrong with being single when you're single and fabulous. Before we even touch upon the issue of partner choice, I have a question I want to ask you. Well, you guessed it. Why? The question is, why do I need to find a partner if I am, so self-sufficient and so fabulous and so well-equipped and so financially secure on my own? Right. So that is a very, sensible question that we should ask ourselves before we embark on the journey of partner choice, right? Isn't it? It's definitely something that needs to be broached before we actually embark on our journey. Yeah, so do you have an answer for this question? Like, why is it that you feel that you want to find someone in your life when you can catch your own worms? It's not like you need to open your mouth and have someone feed you your worm every single day, right? Because, you yourself are capable of catching the worms yourself. Then you're used to doing what you do, and you're very satisfied and very fulfilled and about what you have, and you've worked hard to get where you are, right? So we've worked our whole lives, we've studied well, we've worked well to get where we are. We have the career of our dreams, and we don't need someone to share it with. Because we're well off on our own, right? And who can guarantee if having someone there sitting next to us is going to make our life complete anyway, or is going to make our lives better, right? And it's not like in the movies. It's not as simple as in the movies where you don't feel complete, you're not complete as an individual, and you need to find someone to complete you. Like, you need to find a man to sit next to you as your other half to be a sufficient whole, right? It's not like in the movies. It's not as simple as that, or it may not make sense to you at all, or it may just be too naive, like an issue that's only found in the rom-coms, but not in real life, right? So you may think that in real life, I have a successful career, and I have what it takes. I definitely achieved this all on my own, and I don't feel that I want to share it with anyone because it's all mine, right? It's all mine. I want to give up any of it. I don't want to share with other people, right? So that's true too as well. I've asked myself this question for like forever, ever since I was single. Like the whole time I was single. And people have been asking, hey, do you need to find someone? I have a lot of people that I want to introduce to you, a lot of eligible, wonderful guys that would be right for you, would be good for you so that you don't have to go it alone. And I think that you should try... you should give them a chance, right? Instead of, just being always showing up by yourself, Yeah, and I was thinking to be a little bit offended as well, because thinking, well, I didn't do all of this for nothing. Why can you look at my own achievements? It took so long to get where I am, and I'm really satisfied with where I am. I don't need to find someone to fulfill my life or to complete me, because I could always just go and read a book or write a book or write papers. I can't wait to go home to write papers. Instead of hearing you give me this lecture about being alone and being so lonely and not having someone by my side to share what I have. I'm thinking, yeah, I don't need someone to share, because this is what I achieved on my own, right? I can catch my own worms. I don't need to open my mouth to have someone put a worm in my mouth, right? I'm perfectly capable of being on my own. I'm really self-sufficient, and I'm off to a terrific job, and I have something to look forward to every single day. And I don't have to accommodate something else, right, or someone else. Is that also what you were thinking once upon a time, or even now? Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I feel you, girl. Like that was definitely what I was thinking when I was a single professional academic back in the day. Yeah, thinking that I'm perfectly self-sufficient on my own, and it's slightly offensive to have someone suggest that I'm not. Right? So I was like on the defense sometimes when people kept suggesting that I would be better off finding someone, or that, I would regret if I didn't have someone by my side. And besides my books and my papers, I felt somewhat offended too, believe it or not. Yeah. But the thing is, okay, come to think of it, yes, you can perfectly catch your own worms every single day. But wouldn't it be nice to sleep in maybe once in a while? I don't. Yeah, I know I'm an early bird who can catch the worm by myself, perfectly fine. All I need is an alarm clock, right? Set at the right time. Yeah. So believe it or not, I've tried setting it at the wrong time, and I missed important dates or something like that. Not lectures, not my lectures. I would never miss my lectures. Never happened ever. I mean, the ones that I gave, not the ones that I sat in. So for the ones I sat in, I mean, to be honest, I always tried to choose in my academic schedule, in my course schedule, the ones that are in the afternoon. But I remember in my undergrad, in my literature class, there was one that was 9 a.m. And it was something that I really, really wanted to do. It was my modernism class by Professor Kerr, right? So he was really great, and I didn't want to miss it, so I took it anyway. It was the earliest lecture that I ever took. It was 9 a.m. So imagine, I didn't live on campus, so I had to wake up and get there. And, that took some time. And, I had to get up at 7, but okay, so who cares? Once in a while, if it's something that you really love and it's a lecture that you can't miss, of course I'm going to take it, right? But I have to be honest, for the lectures that I usually give, I would try my best, if I could, if I had a choice, to not choose early ones. Yeah. So thank God, thank the heavens, thank my supervisors. They hardly ever gave me really early ones, because I'm just not a natural born early riser. And, I could optimize my performance as best as I could if I was performing in the afternoon, to be honest, because some people are just born that way. They can't sleep really early. I can't get to sleep super early, so I can't wake up super early as well. The exception being I actually wake up every day at 7 when my son goes to school to make breakfast for him, okay? But I go back to sleep when he goes to school, okay? Well, it's not a secret. I mean, because, oh my God, waking up at 7, it's fine if I have something to do, but then I have to go back a little bit to sleep, right? Just a little, yeah, just not that much, but a little. And then I can optimize my performance in my writing or everything that I do, okay? Or giving this podcast. Like, you can imagine that I'm not recording early in the morning. It doesn't work for me, okay? Yeah, so everyone has their perks. So imagine if you have the option of not rising early every day in the morning. And there are some days when you have the option to sleep in, to have someone else feed you your worm. Wouldn't that be terrific? It would be for me, like for myself, I would feel rather comforted if I had the choice to not get up early and catch my worm. To have, for one of these days, once in a while, have someone else do it for me, have someone else catch it and put it in my mouth. Wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah, it's like someone telling you today you don't need to get up early to go to the gym because the gym's being, renovated or something. So sometimes you have the option to slack off, and that's a good thing. Wouldn't all of us like that? Once in a while. Yeah. So I would deem that to be a matter of choice. Okay, it's always better to have a choice than no choice, right? So in the past, women had to get married because they had no choice. They had no careers of their own. Even if they're educated, okay, most people aren't, but even if for the privileged ones who are, they don't get the choice to have a career because it's like a male-dominated sector, right? So this is not women's domain. Women's domain was in the home, and they had no choice but to stay there, right? To be someone's wife. But nowadays we have the choice, and we don't need to be stuck at home if we don't wish to. And we have a choice to go out there and do our stuff, to show off our fabulousness, right? Like never before. But, I'm just saying, wouldn't it be nice if we could slack off a little sometimes and have someone take care of us, or to have a shoulder to lean on, or some companion sitting next to us, not necessarily sharing our worm, but to give us a worm or to watch Netflix with us once in a while. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice and comforting to know that we have a choice for that? And we don't have to go it alone if we don't choose to. I mean, sometimes, even for myself, it's nice to have some me time, to have my husband take my son to a badminton game, and so I can sit there and watch my own shows alone. But I also look forward to them coming back and us sharing like a juicy steak, right? So I don't have to eat the whole thing by myself, right? So I think it's a matter of choice. If we have the choice to do something, it makes us feel better, right? It's always good to choose if I want to catch the worm, if I want to wake up early to catch the worm, or if I can lie in and relax and have someone feed the worm into my mouth once in a while, right? So that is the same thing, I think, for choosing to have a partner or not, or choosing to find a partner to share like companionship with, to be a companion, and not be someone who is trying to enforce something upon us, right? So wouldn't it be nice to have the choice sometimes if we could? Yeah, so being women in society in the modern day is, it has its conveniences, has its perks compared to before, but it's also not easy, right? It's not easy to go catch your worm. It's not easy to balance career and family. It's not easy on many levels. So being a woman in society, may not be easy. So wouldn't it be good to have someone feed you your worm sometimes? Someone to give you their wings so you can lie upon it sometimes, right? So it's not a matter of need, but a matter of want. So it's important to distinguish between need and want, right? We don't need someone, like we're not desperate for someone, but it would be great to have someone, to have the choice to have someone there to give us what we want, to comfort us when we feel we need that, right? Or to give us our worm when we don't want to wake up early in the morning, right? So yeah, I would feel good about that. Don't know about you, but I'm hoping that you consider this question before we dive deep into our partner choice matters, okay? Yeah, thanks. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to subscribe, follow, rate, and comment so you don't miss an episode and you can join in our lively conversation. See you again next week when we continue to talk about why singleness is holding you back.